were they doing that's different from today's doctors? What did you see worked?
They listened to the patient. They listened to what the patient was telling them. And then they worked with that patient and lovingly created a healing environment so that the patient then realized that there was something that they could do and they could take home. See, a number of years ago, in my mind, created what I call the 5 L's of healing. And it was because I was trying to structure my thinking about this whole subject, And I realized that these 5 L's, the first 2 were life and love. Life and love can't function without each other. It's like a seed in the pyramid. It can be there for 5,000 years and not do anything until love, in the form of light and water and so on, gets to it and softens the shell so that life then can burst out and it can become what it needs to be. It's like a pregnancy. A pregnancy is the mother and the baby during the pregnancy are one unit. The baby eats what the mother eats. The baby sleeps when the mother sleeps. Sometimes they also, but there is a relationship that is a life-giving relationship where for the 9 months, however long it's taking this pregnancy to go on, the unit is one unit, but it becomes the being, the person, the entity becomes their own person when they take their first breath. So when that first, like the essence of life moves into their possession, they then are in charge of what they eat and how they sleep and all of that. But it's that first breath that separates the life and love. So that then the third L, so those two you can't separate. They need to work together. They have to be a unit. The third L is laughter. Laughter without love is cold. It's mean. Families fall apart because the wars are created before. But laughter with love is loving, is love, it's joyful, it's happy. It's the essence of what we're really like to be. It moves with joy and happiness. The fourth L is labor. Oh man, I've got to go to work. There are too many diapers. We drag ourselves through the process of life as it's presenting ourselves. Or we can do it with allowing that heavy feeling be something that we really want. It becomes bliss. If we put love into it, then that's, you work. If you're doing the thing that you love to do, which I probably think you're doing now, it's because you really want to do it and you put 10 times as much work into it as you would if you were dragging yourself through it, It's
right, exactly.
Because labor with love is bliss. This is what I'm here to do, It's that.
Yeah, but a lot of jobs have become thankless. And I think the way people are forced to do their jobs sucks their soul away. And maybe that's why they drag themselves through the day.
Right. Or if you can find some joy in that, if you can find some laughter, there are people who do mundane jobs, but they find some light in it. They can find some joy or something in it that allows them to use their bliss, to move, so they move into the work, not as drudgery, but because their soul is calling them. And maybe it's just to be a gardener. Maybe it's being a mother, whatever it is. If that's your soul calling, time does not exist there. You do what you have to do because you want to do it. You love doing it. You have put the whole aspect of love into the factor, and it becomes amazing. And then the fifth L is listening. Listening without love is empty sound. You can just say, you can tell a person, they're just, You can hear something over and over again and not pay any attention to it, and it doesn't mean anything. But listening with love becomes understanding. You understand what it is that is working or what needs to be done, or the relationship. So the love becomes the activating factor for me of any healing process, of anything that we're working with in the field of medicine. If we're doing it in a loving manner, it's healing.
Why do you think so many doctors seem to be cold-blooded and analytical and maybe afraid to connect with their patients? Or that, it seems like they would scoff at love.
Well, because they think their job is to get rid of the disease. And I don't mind working with chronically ill patients because I can work with them. And, Franklin Roosevelt had post-polio syndrome. He became president. I know people that have chronic illnesses that are amazing people. They incorporate their life love process into how they're doing things, and they're successful. So it's not the disease that we need to get rid of. It's not the pain. I have patients and friends who have lived with chronic pain. I had one patient who just died a couple of months ago at the age of 78, who had lived her whole life with 1/4 of one kidney.